Imagine your company's most brilliant veteran engineer just quit. Like 10 years of deep domain expertise just gone.
Right. Terrifying thought.
Yeah, but then tomorrow morning, her intuition, her specific problem-solving frameworks, and her institutional memory are all still just hard at work on your servers, debugging code and answering questions just like she would.
Sounds totally impossible.
It really does. But this isn't sci-fi, and it's not some distant hypothetical. It is exactly what the most forward-thinking organizations are building right now. So welcome to the Deep Dive.
Glad to be here.
The mission today for you, our listener, is to uncover the real secret to surviving and winning in the AI era. And surprisingly, it has very little to do with having the smartest or fastest AI model.
Which is so counterintuitive right now.
Totally.
Yeah.
To figure this out, we're pulling from an incredibly insightful July 4, 2026 article from Tech Reader magazine. It's by Aaron Rose, and it's titled Owning the Stack.
It is such a good read.
It really is. Okay, let's unpack this, because while everyone is out there obsessing over benchmark scores and, tracking which newest AI model has a fraction of a percent higher score, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella recently posted an essay on X with a completely different take.
A massively different take.
Yeah. He wrote this: "A frontier without an ecosystem is not stable."
And that single sentence, honestly, it might just be the defining idea of the entire AI era.
Wait, really? The defining idea?
I mean it. In this deep dive, we are going to explore exactly why that is and how it completely changes the way businesses and even individuals honestly need to think about their technology from here on out.
That word he used, stable, that really caught my attention. Because right now, the AI landscape feels anything but stable.
It's total chaos right now.
Right. Like we see a new tool launch, it goes completely viral for a week, and then it just vanishes.
And that volatility is exactly what happens when you have a frontier but no ecosystem to support it.
Ah, I see.
To really grasp this, we have to look back at the graveyard of tech history. Aaron Rose points out in the article that we've seen this exact same pattern with PCs, the early internet, cloud computing, and mobile phones.
The classic boom and bust cycles.
Exactly. They were all super exciting frontiers, but the ultimate winners in those spaces weren't the ones with the single best, standalone piece of tech.
Right, because if you look back at the early smartphone wars, for instance, having the absolute best hardware didn't guarantee you a win. Like BlackBerry had a massive lead initially.
Oh, huge lead. But they had a frontier, not an ecosystem. The winners were the companies that built complete ecosystems around the tech.
So an operating system needing apps, smartphones needing developers.
Spot on. Or cloud computing needing security and deployment tools. The AI parallel today is super clear. Today's frontier AI models are astonishing, but on their own, they are inherently fragile.
Fragile in what way?
Well, to achieve what Nadella calls stability and actually create lasting business value, a model requires a massive ecosystem. Developer tools, APIs, identity verification, storage, billing, orchestration, enterprise governance.
It's kind of like, think of a state-of-the-art race car engine sitting on a garage floor.
Okay, I like this.
It's incredibly powerful.
Sure.
But it's completely useless without a chassis, steering, tires, and, a track to actually race on.
That is a perfect analogy.
So is this missing ecosystem why we see so many standalone AI tools just flash in the pan and disappear a few months later?
What's fascinating here is that the article makes a clear distinction between excitement and permanence. A frontier creates the excitement, sure, but the ecosystem is what creates the staying power.
Because without the ecosystem, anyone can just copy the engine.
Exactly. So if the ecosystem is the vehicle that makes the AI engine useful, we have to ask, what is the unique fuel that makes it valuable to a specific company?
Which leads us directly into Nadella's fascinating new concept, token capital.
Yes, token capital. This is a game changer. We're all familiar with human capital, right?
Sure, like an employee's experience, their judgment, relationships, intuition.
Right, the stuff that leaves the building when they clock out.
Yeah.
The token capital, on the other hand, is the AI capability a company actually builds and owns.
Wait, like what exactly?
It's every system prompt, every internal workflow, every AI agent fine-tuned systems, and basically all the organizational memory encoded into your digital systems.
Okay, so what does this all mean? Because I'm going to push back a little bit here on behalf of the listener.
Go for it.
Encoding organizational memory into AI, it sounds a bit like we're just trying to clone our best employees into an algorithm. Does this devalue the human element of a company? Like, are we just automating the experts?
That is the #1 fear people have. But the source makes a really strong counter-argument. Token capital does not replace people.
It doesn't.
No, instead, it preserves and amplifies what people know. It ensures that expertise doesn't just live and potentially leave inside employees' heads. It
Your dev gets stuck, they can query the system and instantly get the context of how the senior dev solves a similar problem 3 years ago.
Exactly. It's about leveraging human intuition at scale, not replacing it.
Okay, I get that. So since token capital is the key to capturing that knowledge, how does a company actually build and protect it?
Well, this is the crux of the article. You do it by shifting from simply renting AI to owning the stack.
Renting AI, you mean just buying a subscription to ChatGPT or Claude and calling it a day?
Exactly. If every company just rents AI from a provider, everyone has access to the exact same intelligence.
Which completely eliminates any competitive advantage.
Precisely. The solution is building proprietary layers on top of those foundation models.
Let's walk the listener through these layers because the article breaks this stack down really well from bottom to top.
Yeah, let's do it. At the very bottom, you have the frontier models. These are the raw engines.
Then right above that is cloud infrastructure, basically where it's hosted.
Right. But the next layer up is where it gets unique to you, enterprise data.
So your internal documents, customer histories, all that stuff.
Exactly. Then you have business logic layered on top of that data, the specific rules your company follows.
Got it.
Moving up, you have agents. These are AI tools doing specific tasks. Then internal workflows linking those agents together.
And finally, at the very top of the stack,
Company knowledge. The higher you move up this stack, the more unique your business actually becomes.
here's where it gets really interesting. Think about it like baking a cake.
Okay, lay it on me.
If everyone uses the exact same boxed mix, which is the rented AI, all the cakes are going to taste exactly the same.
Right. Makes sense.
But your proprietary layers, like your decades of customer knowledge and your internal workflows, those are your secret family recipe that no one else can replicate.
That is a great way to visualize it. You're adding the flavor that only you have.
Exactly. But if companies are building all these proprietary layers, all these secret recipes, where does the user actually interact with them?
Well, the answer is evolving right in front of us. It's the browser.
The web browser, like Chrome or Edge.
Yeah. The article highlights that the browser is evolving into the primary workspace. It's becoming the front door to an organization's entire tech stack.
So no more downloading 50 different desktop apps for work.
Exactly. Apps, AI agents, documents, collaboration, development. It increasingly just lives in the browser, replacing traditional downloaded software entirely.
Which brings us to Microsoft. Because reading this article, it feels like they saw this coming a mile away.
Oh, Microsoft is perfectly positioned for this shift. They've spent decades quietly assembling every single layer of this stack we just talked about.
They really have. I mean, they have Windows, Azure for Cloud, Microsoft 365, GitHub, VS Code.
Yep, and identity management through Entra, enterprise security, Power Platform, data platforms. They have it all.
So they aren't just selling AI as a standalone product. They are weaving it through this massive existing ecosystem.
Exactly. It perfectly reflects Nadella's philosophy that the ecosystem is the product.
If the browser is the new front door and intelligence is woven into everything behind it, does this mean the era of buying distinct standalone software applications is officially over?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it really is a massive mindset shift. Instead of organizations asking, which application should we purchase for this task, they're going to ask something totally different.
What's the new question?
They'll ask, how does this become part of our AI stack?
Oh, wow. So if a tool doesn't plug into your ecosystem, it's essentially useless.
Right. Software becomes infrastructure, infrastructure becomes intelligence, and then intelligence just becomes part of the organization itself.
That is a wild progression. But I want to pivot for a second because we've been talking a lot about massive corporations and enterprise stacks. I want to make sure you, the listener, know that this isn't just a corporate strategy. This entire philosophy applies directly to you, even if you're working entirely on your own.
It absolutely does. The solo ecosystem is very real.
The article actually lists out the components of a solo developer's tech stack. Let me run through it really quick.
Go for it.
You've got a personal website, a knowledge base, GitHub repositories, your own cloud infrastructure, AI assistants, automation scripts, local models running on your machine, notebooks, and publishing tools.
It's a lot when you list it out like that.
It is. But this raises an important question, right? How does a solo person actually manage all that?
Well, this raises an important question for anyone listening. Consider your own workflows. Individually, a script or a local model isn't revolutionary.
Right.
But together, when you connect them, they become a personal ecosystem that grows more valuable over time.
So every new project you do strengthens the next one.
Exactly, your personal token capital compounds. You aren't starting from scratch every time. Your localized AI stack remembers how you like to code, how you organize your notes, how you write.
It's basically building a second brain that does the heavy lifting for you.
Yes, and that makes you incredibly competitive. Whether you're freelancing or looking to get hired, you bring your ecosystem with you.
I love that. So to wrap up this deep dive, the core lesson here is clear. In an age where powerful AI models are widely available to everyone, the model itself is just a starting point.
Just a boxed cake mix.
Exactly. Whether you are running a massive enterprise or just organizing your personal side projects, your actual competitive advantage comes from owning your data, your workflows, and your accumulated knowledge.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating final thought to mull over, building on the article's idea that intelligence becomes part of the organization itself.
Oh, I'm ready. What is it?
If token capital means an organization's distinct expertise, intuition, and workflows are permanently encoded into its digital systems, what happens to a company's fundamental identity when its AI stack becomes smarter and more deeply ingrained than any single employee?
Wow.
Think about it. When you log out of your browser-based workspace at the end of the day, does the intelligence of the organization just keep working, thinking, and evolving without you?
It probably does.
So who truly is the company at that point? The people or the stack?
That is, wow, that is going to keep me up at night. The company just keeps thinking in the dark.
It really redefines what a business even is.
It absolutely does. Well, I enthusiastically encourage you, our listener, to look at your own stack today. Look at what you're building. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.